praying right now that we are not going to break Facebook or YouTube or Instagram. I am Coach Leanne Parsons, and I am here live with you today. And we're going to be talking about our Moving Beyond People Pleasing group coaching program that is getting ready to begin next week. We start on Monday. So just 4 days from now, our coaching team here at Leslie Vernick & Co. is opening wide our doors to moving beyond people pleasing. This is a group coaching program for women only, and it is all about learning to speak up for yourself and set healthy boundaries. That is what Moving Beyond People Pleasing group coaching program is all about. Hi, Lorene. Hi, Michelle. So great to see you here in this space. Thank you for letting me know that you are here with me. Hi, Jody and Pam on Instagram. Welcome. My name is Leanne Parsons, and yes, you're in the right place. If you are wanting to hear more about what's happening at Leslie Vernick & Co. this summer, starting next week, we have a 6-week group coaching program just for women who want to learn to set healthy boundaries and learn to speak up for themselves, learn to gain more of their core identity. If that's something that excites you, I want to invite you to go to this link that I am going to put up for you here in a minute, because this link is going to give you everything that you want to know about our group coaching program. We have a limited space in Moving Beyond People Pleasing group coaching program, and you want to save your seat. For those of you on Instagram or YouTube that can't see the clicker, it is leslievernick.com. This is where you want to go / people pleasing course. That's where you want to go to find out more about our group program. All right. So for those of you who are just joining me, hello. So glad that you're here. All right. So I am really excited, really excited for you to get started in learning to set healthy boundaries. I'm really passionate about helping Christian women find their voices again. Perhaps you've lost your voice due to a betrayal, due to addiction, due to abuse, whether it be emotional, physical, financial, or spiritual. And you're kind of ready, you're kind of done, and you're ready to say, all right, I want some support. I want to be in a community of women who are doing the same thing. I want to learn how to set healthy boundaries from a godly perspective, and I want to learn how to speak up for myself, for my core well-being in godly ways. I want to honor God and others, and I want to learn to honor myself and not continue to say yes when you want to say no. Maybe you're tired of giving more in all of your relationships than you receive. Maybe you're tired of living for crumbs. Anybody else here in this space guilty of living for crumbs? I know I have been in my life. Very willing to settle for second best or somebody else's leftovers. I spent a lot of my life that way. I am so not willing to do that anymore. I'm not willing to live for crumbs anymore. If you're not willing to live for crumbs anymore, type that into the chat. I would love to hear from you. Okay? Maybe you fear conflict and you're not really sure how to have curious and confident conversations. Maybe you want to start having conversations that matter, that will start impacting your life moving forward. You know, last night we did a live here and we talked about rewriting your story, picking up the pen with God and writing the next chapter of your life. Maybe you're ready to do that. You want to start engaging in your relationships and in your life differently than you have ever done before. If that's you, you want to join us for Moving Beyond People Pleasing. All right. Maybe you dread disapproval. Maybe that's you. Maybe you are so afraid of disappointing others that you don't speak up. You don't even share your favorite ice cream because you worry more about having everybody else have their favorite than yours. And maybe you don't even know what your favorite ice cream is anymore. All right. Maybe you want to be set free from living for the approval of other people. Maybe you've given the pen to everybody else. Maybe you've given this pen to everybody else to write your story about how you should dress, how you should wear your hair, how you should speak, how you should laugh, how you should worship. Maybe you've been told not to raise your hand during worship or cry because it's too much. Maybe you've been told that you don't keep a clean enough house, and it has deflated you and depleted you to the point of you don't know which end is up anymore. We at Leslie Vernick & Co., we have a group for you. This is where we're going to learn again to set healthy boundaries and speak up for yourself. Maybe you are putting yourself last to your own detriment. Maybe you don't even know what you prefer. Maybe you don't even know what your own voice sounds like, right? You know, I had a friend who once sent me this most beautiful plaque. A friend is there to help sing your song back to you when you forget the words. That's what our Moving Beyond People Pleasing group coaching program is all about. You're going to be in a group, a small group of women, less than 25 women in each group. And we're going to meet on Zoom for 90 minutes every week for 6 weeks, beginning next week. You could have a totally different summer than what you thought you would have. You could learn to let go of resentment. You could learn to embrace the identity that God has given you instead of the role that somebody else invited you into. All right? You are more than a role. You are a mighty, brave, and courageous woman of God. Maybe you're ready to reclaim that identity, right? Maybe you're realizing as you're here with me in this space and as you've been with us multiple days for lives that you have no personal boundaries. Maybe you don't even know where you end and somebody else begins. Then Moving Beyond People Pleasing is the group for you. So we're going to take a peek into module number 1. Module number 1 lasts for 2 weeks. We spend 2 weeks on module number 1. We're going to be looking at who installed the software in your soul. All right? Who installed the software into your soul? Has it been another human being that did that? Has it been a created being or the creator? Right? That's a question I would love to ask you. So this group coaching program is going to help you to understand. Module 1 is going to help you understand why you say yes when you want to, or you should say no. And you're going to understand the spiritual roots underlying that fear of man. Anytime we don't step into our true identity, we are letting fear be the boss of us. And so in module 1, we're going to be talking about stopping, saying pause to the big fears in our life and inviting in more courage and more bravery. All right? We're going to stop striving to be who you think everybody thinks you should be and start being who God created you to be. That's pretty exciting to me. So I lived some of my life as a chameleon. All right. If you wanted me to wear purple, I'd wear purple. If you wanted me to talk softly, I would talk softly. If you wanted me to speak up and raise my voice, I would do that. All right. I have learned that did not serve me very well. And I am working on growing and exercising the tools on how to exercise more of my core identity and who I am created to be. So let's talk a little bit about how this group coaching is going to work, and then we're going to peek into module 1. So we don't overwhelm you with everything at once. We pace the program to you. We meet every week for 6 weeks, 90 minutes on Zoom. You're going to get videos to watch. You're going to have handouts and some fill in the blanks and some homework to do in between time. When you gather in your coaching group, you're going to have an opportunity to be coached, to watch other people get coached, to do role plays and practice your speak up tools. I know I've got some really fun things planned for my groups, as I know our whole coaching team does. All right. You're also going to get a secret Facebook page. This page is only for those going through Moving Beyond People Pleasing Group Coaching Program Summer 2023. So you get a private page where you can interact with all 5 of us coaches. Leslie peeks in and out of there as well. And the other women in the coaching program. We've got well over 100 of you signed up already that have reserved their seats and say, it's my summer to move beyond unhealthy people pleasing. All right. And so the other thing that you're going to get to do is you are going to get a book that Leslie created, an ebook about moving beyond people pleasing. The book alone is gold, let alone all of the videos and the handouts that you get that you have lifetime access to. It's an amazing program. Leslie is so incredibly generous with her material. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. I think it's only $347 right now. Next year, it's going to be at least double that. This is our last beta year for our summer program. We're going to be maybe doing some revamping, or who knows what is going to happen, but this is the last time. 2023 is the last year that you are going to be able to get it for this price. It's an unbelievable value. And so our group coaching starting next Monday is going to begin with Module 1. Module 1 has 3 videos for you to watch, and you want to watch those between now and the following week, right? I say between now, you basically have about 10 days, 10, 11 days to watch 3 videos. Each video is going to come with a handout as well as a full transcript, all right, from what Leslie is teaching in the video. These videos are directly taught from Leslie. All of us coaches, are you aware of this? We are all trained by Leslie as well. And all the teaching videos are created by Leslie for you. All right. So you get to hear from the amazing woman herself. All right. And you know what's super helpful with the transcripts? If English is not your first language, I know we have women joining us from all over the world. If English isn't your first language, the transcript is super helpful because you can work on translating that into your own language, right? And then you're going to have Bible verses. Our group coaching programs, our whole coaching ministry is bathed in scripture. We are very biblically based. We are Christian women first and foremost. We love Jesus. I think I spoke Jesus so many times yesterday that Facebook kicked me off, or YouTube. We're never gonna stop claiming Jesus as our center and as our go-to for all of the wisdom and the guidance. We know that there's a lot of material out there in this world. We want to go to the source, the creator of the universe, to get our information, our best quotes, all of that comes right out of scripture. All right. And so we're going to have Bible verses to back up what it is that we're talking about. If that's important to you to be part of a biblically based group coaching program, jump on this opportunity, leslievernick.com/people pleasing course, and that will reserve your seat. We have groups meeting Monday through Thursday at various times of the day. Some of our classes are already full, and so find a time that works well for you and jump in. All right. So there's going to be homework for you to download. This is the homework in Module 1 is going to help you to think about where you are now, as well as to start putting into practice what it is that you're learning before we even move on to Module number 2. All right. So that's some of the basics, the foundation of this program. All right. Let me find some more information about Module 1. You're probably curious. We're going to identify the 16 flags of an unhealthy people pleaser. All right. If you've been around for a while, you know that we have a lot of tools, tips, and strategies in order for you to identify the weak spots, the fears, the lies you might be believing. All right. And so here's what we're going to talk about in Module 1. Learning to speak up for yourself, setting boundaries, learning to say no. Why is it biblical to do so? Maybe you want to recognize when somebody's been manipulating you, gaslighting you. All of that, we're going to be talking about that in our Moving Beyond People Pleasing. We're going to learn how to let go of fear and false guilt. We're going to learn to speak up, not hide your voice, not silence yourself, but we're going to give you language so that you can honor others and yourself. Sorry, I keep getting phone calls. Sorry about that, folks, on Instagram because I'm on my phone on there. All right, you're going to learn to develop your own boundaries. You're going to learn what's okay with you and what's not okay with you. Okay, you're going to learn what you want and what you need and how to communicate that. It's one thing to know what you want and need and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. That's one part. Part two is learning to communicate that in an honoring way, an honoring way to you, an honoring way to the other humans that you're interacting with, and honoring to God at the same time. You can learn to do this. Many of us in our family of origin have not learned to communicate in healthy, curious, kind ways. We're going to talk about that in our Moving Beyond People Pleasing. All right. You're going to learn about why you say yes when you want to say no. You're going to learn. All right. So lean in 5% more. You're going to learn how to disagree respectfully. How many of you here in this space would love to learn to disagree in respectful ways, to share your opinion in a respectful way, to listen to somebody else with respectful ears as opposed to judgmental ears? If that's you, let me know. I'm curious. I would love to know if that is exciting for you to just imagine what that could be like. You know, I used to be so afraid of having a different opinion than other people's that I wouldn't even know what I believed or why I believed it in such a way that I could communicate it in a very intelligent and respectful way. Anybody else struggle with that? I've been able to overcome that. How? By being coached, by being in community with other women who desire to do the same thing. All right. So we're going to talk about saying yes and no and really getting clear. So you don't have to spend so much time and energy trying to figure out if you want to say yes or no. You're going to know why you say no. And you're going to embrace your yes in ways that you never thought possible. All right. You're going to learn about the high price of being too nice. Did you know that there's a difference between being nice and being kind? I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and it was kind of mind-blowing for both of us. So I was mind blown that they had never taken them a moment to define what nice and kind were to them. I was mind blown by that. And I was really encouraged that I knew the difference for me. And so if you jump into people pleasing group coaching program, maybe you'll hear my definitions of nice and kind. Do you know the difference? Do you think that there is a difference? In moving beyond people pleasing, part of boundary setting is being able to define your key words, your key phrases of the thoughts that you have going on in your head. If your thoughts are full of fear and discouragement, those are thoughts from the enemy, right? We're going to learn to say no more, and we're going to invite in the Lord into our thought lives in fresh, new ways. All right? You're going to learn about the idols in your heart and how to pray a prayer of surrender. This was a life-changing space for me to be in right here. Taking a look at the idols of my heart and learning how to pray a prayer of surrender where I can release and let go, not because I don't care, but because I can't do something for somebody else. It allows me to take personal responsibility for me. And it really helps to encourage and enable others to take responsibility for themselves. Does that sound kind of exciting? I see many of you here in the feed are saying, yes, yes, yes. I'm so grateful that we can have this conversation today. You know, I thank you for your trust and confidence of being here with us day after day. You have chosen to be on this live with me here for a reason. We've been together now for about 19 minutes and we've been given power-packed information here. I haven't even hardly taken a breath for one reason, because I'm super excited about this program. What have you heard so far that is meaningful for you? What have you heard so far that you want to apply to your life? We do these free Facebook Lives and Instagram opportunities for you as much as we can. If you've gotten value in 19 minutes, imagine the value that you will get if you do a group coaching program where you get a team of 5 coaches, right, that are together in your private Facebook group, loving on you, coaching you, supporting you, as well as 90 minutes for 6 weeks. That's the rest of this summer, right? We start next week, we end in August. All right. And so here we go. What else do I want to share with you? I'm going to share a Bible verse from our module 1 because you're here because you wanted to get a sneak peek, right? So I'm going to share one of the Bible verses that we share in module 1, and it's Jonah 2:8. It says, "Those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs." I'm going to read that again. Jonah 2:8. "Those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs." Wow. I am not willing to forfeit grace that could be mine. How about you? Are you ready to reclaim a grace space? Then you don't want to miss Module 1. We're going to be closing out this program next week because we focus so much on the ladies that sign up. We're not going to be doing lives anymore for a while, right? We're not going to be talking about all of these really important topics publicly. We're going to focus all of our attention, our coaching team, into our Moving Beyond People Pleasing course. And you can find out more about that at leslievernick.com/people pleasing course. If you click that link, sign off right now and go click that link. Okay. This recording will be here for you. I think this is one of the last lives that we're going to do prior to opening up our program. All right. So click that link. There's a video on there from Leslie that tells you more about the group coaching program. And there is a breakdown on that page that will share with you more about what is included in this program. But I will give you a sneak peek into the first 3 videos. All right. Video number 1 is, what is a people pleaser? We dive deep into that. Leslie does an amazing job teaching in a really concise and direct, very tangible way about how to help you identify whether or not you are a people pleaser, right? Video number 2, right out of the gate in module 1, we talk about identifying the lies that you believe, right? Some of those limiting beliefs that can hold you back, that can prevent you from picking up your pen with God and writing the next chapter of your life. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to lean into, what does it mean to learn to walk in truth? So we're going to dive into that. There's a video all about that and handouts and transcripts focused on that topic. And then the third video is the one I just spoke about a bit ago from the Jonah 2:8 verse, which is idols of the heart. What keeps us stuck in these unhealthy patterns? We can get stuck in this spin. I call it a downward spiral. A downward spiral that's very depreciative to our energy, to our time, to our talents, to our resources, all of it. I don't know about you, but I do not want to spend my summer depleted. So I am super looking forward to this program. All right, so we're going to understand idolatry at a whole new level. We're going to dive into that topic as well right away in module 1. We spend 2 weeks. Okay, so Moving Beyond People Pleasing is broken up into 3 modules. We spend 2 weeks in each module, which makes the course 6 weeks long. I bet you. I want you to imagine for a minute. If you had a team of coaches and Leslie and over 100 other women walking with you this summer, women who get it. A lot of women in our community have been betrayed. They have addictions in their household, everything from porn to gambling to drugs, alcohol, you name it. Our community is a safe space for Christian women to land when maybe they don't have a safe church or friends or a small group where they can really share what's going on at home. Maybe that's you, and that would be important to you, to be part of a community where other women get you. Sometimes we even say they can finish my sentences, right? And so moving beyond people pleasing will help you to set the boundaries so you can say no more to that. It's okay to say, I will not tolerate that type of behavior in my home, in my spirit, in my soul. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for me. And so God has a lot to say about people pleasing. He has a lot to say about the beliefs that we can hold that will prevent us from living God centered lives. And He has a lot to say about the idols of our hearts. The idols of our hearts are things that we cling to, that we value, that we put all of our security or our hope in, all of our comfort, all of our power in. Anything that takes the place of God in our life can be an idol. And we're going to be talking about that a lot in Module 1. I hope that this is helpful. I hope that this is helpful and gets you excited about what could be possible this summer if you learned even just what's in Module 1, right? And just think, we have got 2 more modules and another 4 weeks together after Module 1 is complete. You're going to be a different woman. You're a completely different woman this summer. If you're ready to get 1% stronger, 1% healthier, even if you are ready to set even one new boundary, and you want a team of women walking with you to give you that courage and brave and strength to help you to do that with ease, with love, with respect, with honor and dignity, you can do that. Dignity is one of my most favorite words. You know, many of you have heard some of my story that I'm an adopted person. And I'll tell you what, a lot of the adopted folks that I know struggle with people pleasing. So I'm curious, do I have any other adoptees on the line, or if your life has been touched by adoption in some way? So I know that I learned to be a chameleon very early on because I was afraid of a secondary rejection or abandonment. And so I learned really powerful ways to adapt to other people. And the cost that I paid, the cost, yeah, I wish I would have prayed more. The cost that I paid for learning to adapt so well to other people is I lost part of the core of who I was. And I was more concerned about what other people thought than what I thought and what I believed about God. All right, I see we have some other adoptees in this space. So I don't know if you struggle with people pleasing, but I had a really hard time saying no to people. I put myself last, and then I would get resentful if I would be overly compassionate and serve, and then I would get resentful when other people didn't appreciate. I'm being really vulnerable here. These are kind of the icky parts of Leanne, but I'm real. I'm a human being with real feelings, real emotions, and real thoughts. And one thing that I have learned of working with Leslie and being a coach for a dozen years is that I don't have to believe everything I think. I don't have to believe everything I think, and I can ask Jesus to take control of my thoughts. When my thoughts don't bring glory and honor to God, then I know I'm walking in fear, I'm walking in people pleasing, or I'm putting other people ahead of God. I have an idol, and that idol might be my own pride, might be my own selfishness. And I have learned, and I'm still learning, I will keep growing until the Lord calls me home, how to let go of that and set it aside. And again, letting go doesn't mean that I stop caring or that I'm going to turn to apathy or hopelessness or that I'm not committing to the truth and I'm going to have silver lining syndrome. That is not what letting go is. Letting go is learning to forgive, letting other people take responsibility for themselves. Letting go is showing other people that they can be more and do more than they ever thought possible. That's part of what letting go is. And so when we let go of unhealthy behaviors, we get to replace them with healthy behaviors. Some of us don't even know what healthy looks like because we have been in destructive or depreciating, disappointing relationships for most of our lives. And so we can learn. These are tools that we can learn, and we learn best in community when we can practice with one another and hold each other accountable for the steps that we want to take. It's really powerful. So, what about this place? Do you know how to express your feelings or your needs? And do you do it in direct and kind ways? Or are you more passive? Or are you aggressive? Or are you passive aggressive? That could come across because you are upset. Because you are upset. Only you know this. And so in our Moving Beyond People Pleasing group, we have some time for self-reflection. And you're here watching this with me. It says a lot about who you are. You want to continue to grow and learn. Maybe you're a lifelong learner like Coach Leanne is. That's me. I am a lifelong learner. I've been a coach for 12 years and I still am in classes. I still get coached. I still get input into my life and get feedback from others because I fail. And I often say I fail forward though. I don't fail into fear. I fail forward, which means I'm learning from the feedback that I get and my missteps. I'm going to learn from those. I'm not going to let them define who I am or define my relationships. Again, this is part of picking up the pen and writing a new story with God. Just because I failed or I made a mistake in the past doesn't mean that that defines me. I'm going to let God define me. He knows me. He imprinted my identity into my DNA. He is the only one that I want to give that much power to. How about you? I don't want to give that much power to another human being to define me. I love being a mom. I've got 2 amazing grown children and 7 extraordinary grandchildren under the age of 9. Okay? I love being Grammy. I love being mom. I love being a wife. I love being a friend, a coach, a community member, a leader, a facilitator. I love all of that. Those are just roles. They're not who I am. And so moving beyond people pleasing helps us to move beyond our roles and claim our God-given identity. I am so much more. I am a beloved daughter of the Most High God. I am holy and dearly loved. Do I know that for full well? That is my work to do. What does it mean to know that full well? For me, it means that I know it in my mind. My thoughts are representative of knowing that I am fully and dearly loved and clothed and held by the creator of the universe. I also know it in my heart. That means my heart beats for the audience of one. Out of that overflow, I can serve and love and please people. I love to make people happy. I just got back from the grocery store. My grandkid team here, we rushed in the car, ran to the grocery store. We had 30 minutes before I came live with you today. All right. I knew that they wanted to have our charcuterie board party and movie night tonight. Cool. I love to do that with them. I do it every single time I visit. I wanted to be a Grammy of my word, and I wanted to please them. Right? So I jumped in the car. I made the decision. I said, okay, team, these are Grandma's boundaries. If you come with me to the store, I need all of us to be a team. We need to walk fast. I need you to help me bag the groceries, put stuff into the cart, compare prices, and we need to have a list before we go so we know what we're going to buy and what we're not going to buy, because we're not going to go in there and just have a free-for-all, right? Those were boundaries that I set with my 4 grandkids. And we had a lovely trip to the grocery store. Everybody knew the expectation. Grandma had to be back here to get to work. Okay? Everybody knew what we were going to buy, how many we were going to buy, We had all of that set ahead of time. Those were boundaries that I had. They had to be in the car at a certain time. We had to be ready to walk quick, not browse. And I was direct and kind and loving with them, and they received it. If I wouldn't have known that, I could have been led all kinds of different directions with my grandkids. If I didn't have a personal boundary, I value pleasing. I value my word is incredibly important to me. I don't always do it, but I try. I'm training myself to get better. If I say I'm going to do something, I want to follow through with that. I want to be a woman of my word, right? I want to walk my talk. And so I'm teaching my grandkids now how to have boundaries by me having them. By me having them. They don't get to be the boss of me. And I want to please them and serve them and love them and give them things that they want to enjoy. Right? And so knowing what I will do and what I won't do. I will go to the store and get these items. I won't spend an hour there. I won't buy you all the candy or other things that you desire me to get. But I will get everything for a charcuterie board night so we can have a blast together tonight. All right. And so being able to communicate that in such a way that somebody else understands, they don't feel dismissed or minimized or degraded in any way. They were super excited for everything that I shared, right? I have to coach all day today or on and off all day today. They will wait for me. They will wait for me to get done before we have our big night together tonight because they know this is what Grammy does. And they respect that because I have made it clear. And so I often say clear is kind. So learning to set healthy boundaries is kind. And we do that starting in module 1. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I hope you're as excited. I hope that you have reserved your space in our group coaching programs. We do have limited spaces available. I hope that you have reserved your space. And so maybe you want to be more kind. Maybe that's a virtue or a value that you hold. It is for me. It is for me. I haven't always been very kind. My tongue can be as sharp as the next girl. All right. I've had to train my tongue to be kind. And it all starts with what it is that I'm thinking about. So I've also had to train my brain to think more kind thoughts, not dismissing truth, okay? Because clear is kind. Truth is kind. Some people may not want to receive the truth. That doesn't mean that it's not kind, okay? Might not be very nice. I'm giving you a sneak peek into what I'll be talking about in our groups, okay? But it can be kind. Honesty is kind. Living in truth, not pretending, is kind. Boundaries are kind. Boundaries are kind to you, to God, and to other people. It lets other people know how to treat you. You do not have to cover up the best in you to enable the icky in somebody else. And nor do you want that to do others to do that for you. So how might we create healthier relationships no matter what age the humans are that we're engaging with? If that's you, if you want to learn to create healthier relationships, moving beyond people pleasing is for you, because unhealthy people pleasing can be a detriment to healthy relationships. Can I just say that? When we hide the best of who we are, that's not healthy. That's not showing up and being authentic. Maybe you want to open up your perspective. Maybe you want other people to build into you healthier patterns of behavior, thoughts, actions, and emotions. We talk a lot about our emotions, that you are not your emotions. Your emotions are information. They're red flags and green flags and yellow pause buttons for us to pay attention to. We can learn to regulate and take control of our emotions. And so I don't know about you folks, but I know for me, I want to have a kind summer. These are some of my goals. And I want to be real. I want to be real. I don't want to be pretend. I don't want to be the chameleon that can people please. Unhealthy ways. I want to please. I love to do special things for amazing humans every day. All right. But I can fall into the trap of doing them for the wrong reasons. And sometimes when I people please, then I'm lying and I turn into a manipulator because I'm not being honest about what I want or what I need. That's not who God created me to be. He did not create me to be a manipulator or a liar. He created me to be his girl and to be his ambassador, no matter what relationship I'm in, whether I'm working on our coaching team, working one-on-one, or in my coaching groups, with my family, with my grands, with my husband, with my kiddos, with my daughter or son-in-law. I've got a great family. We're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We all can fall short of God's glory. All of us can. What we have an opportunity to do this summer is to train ourselves in healthier ways. I know, for me, that's big. All right. So I want to be real. So what does real mean to Leanne? I'm going to give you another little peek into my heart and my spirit. Real for me is to be relevant, to be engaged, to be authentic, and then to lead others into those spaces. To lead others into those spaces. And my friends, I cannot lead someone into those spaces if I'm not there myself. I'm going to say that again. I can't lead someone else where I am not willing to go. Am I willing to step into healthy land? Yeah. Can I do it on my own? No. That's why I'm on a coaching team. I had a private coaching practice prior to joining in with Leslie and our team. It didn't honor one of my biggest core values of connection and collaboration. I believe we grow better together and stronger together, and we do that in community with amazing content and with connection. And that's what we have here in our Moving Beyond People Pleasing groups. We would love to have you join us. I'm going to grab my questions. Thanks for your patience. All right, I'm going to see. I thank you. I want to say a huge shout out to our support team right now and just say we so appreciate. Do you know we have a huge team here at Leslie Vernick & Co. We have admin and we have people, customer service people, and we have coaches. We are here to serve you. And so when you jump in with us, you get a team of support. So you're going to get a learning portal for Moving Beyond People Pleasing that will house all of your videos. It will house all of your handouts and the recordings of your group coaching sessions from every week that you can go back and revisit again and again and again. I know I do that. I have a notebook that is this thick for Moving Beyond People Pleasing. Yes, there is that much material if you print everything off in the program. I have a 3-ring binder that is this thick. All right. The content that you get in this program will blow your mind. There is not another value like this on the planet, and you get trained coaches that will walk you through this and coach you through this material. So we have morning, daytime, evening classes. We start the week of July 10th. Thank you for asking. And the end of our group coaching experience is going to be the week of August 16th. Thank you for asking. All right. You want to go to leslievernick.com/people pleasing course. For those of you who are just listening in, I encourage you, click on that link. Click on that link and find out more information. All right. Okay. I see some questions coming in. Thank you so much. Here we go. You know what? And can I just be really, well, I don't know how to be anything but real, right? I'm tired of pretending. I spent enough years pretending that I know it all or whatever, right? Or pretending I didn't know what I did know. Okay. Can go both ways. I'm going to do my best to answer your questions, and I ask you for grace. I ask you for grace. All right. So are you with me on that? Are you with me on that? We're going to enter a grace place together as we dive into these questions. And I just really want to thank you for your trust and confidence. I do not take it lightly. You could be many other places right now on a Thursday afternoon. You've chosen to be here with us, and we hold that very tenderly. All right. I would love to attend, but I will not be able to attend at least 3 sessions as I am working. Do I get a catch up session? Do I have an option to attend those 3 sessions with a reduced price? You know what? Thank you for your question, and I totally get it. The price is already reduced so much. All right. It's an incredible value. So we would love for you to attend as well. I encourage you to find a time that is available. We have classes every day of the week, different times a day. Find one that fits with your schedule the best. All right. If you are going to miss some of the sessions, you get the recordings of your particular group times sessions that you can watch on your own. Okay. You don't get a catch-up session or a makeup session. We have so many women that we work with that we are inviting you into a myriad of different time opportunities, depending on where you live and what works best for your schedule. And so that's how that works. But you can always watch the videos at your own pace, do the handouts at your own pace, and watch the Zoom recordings. All of our coaching sessions are on Zoom, and Lord willing, they are recorded. As we know, as I know, based on last night, sometimes technology goes wonkadoodle. All right. We can't control that, but we do everything that we can to make sure that you have a quality recording that you can watch later. So there are no reductions in price. We want you to commit to be at your group coaching opportunity. All right. Thank you for that. Should we have the videos watched before our first Zoom meeting with our coach next week? Great question. If you can, we encourage you. So like I shared, I kind of gave you a little bit of a sneak peek into Module 1, right? We would love for you to watch those videos. You, my friend, get to create the coaching experience that you would like to have. You're going to know you best for your own pacing. All right? We're going to spend 2 weeks on Module 1. There are 3 videos to watch, along with handouts, an ebook, a private Facebook group that you can join. There are a lot of ways to get connected today. If you click that link and get connected today, our support staff will get you in as soon as possible, and you can start watching the videos right away. All right. Let's see. So I hope that was helpful. Did I answer your question? I sure hope so. All right. Do I need to do anything before the first meeting? I do not have the ebook or the first module. All right. Reach out to assistant@leslievernick.com. I think they will start to populate your learning portal. It's super cool. So Leslie and our team has created a learner's portal where all of the videos, all of the handouts, and all of the recordings go to, along with your Zoom link for your particular coaching group. All of that is in one place. So when you register, when you pay your $347 to register for the group coaching program, you're going to get a private confidential link that is just yours for your learner's portal. In that portal, you will find everything that you need, including the ebook that you can start reading. And I'll tell you what, this ebook is golden. I learned so much from the ebook, and sometimes I refer to it all year long, along with the material, especially if I get stuck, even on one of the 3 topics that we talked about already today, about idols of the heart, right? About what is true people pleasing and what is a healthy boundary. Okay? All right. So what do you need to do before the first meeting? You need to register. Register today. I think we're going to be, closing this down so we can start to prepare and we can get to know you before we meet. All right. You're going to have a link to a private Facebook group. I encourage you to join that. You're going to get a link to your learner's portal. I encourage you to sign in and out of that learning portal a couple of times so you get familiar and comfortable with how the program rolls out. All right. You're also going to have handouts that you can print out. I took my handouts to the printer and I had them printed. Actually, people pleasing, I actually printed at my own house, right? I took the ebook to a printer and had that printed. So I would have it all in one binder. All right, so I told you my binder was big. I'll show you. It's sitting right here. So this is my binder. Remember I told you how big it was? This is my moving, see that MBPP? This is my moving beyond people pleasing. Yes, there is that much material in this program. Okay? We don't mess around. We want to serve you and we want you to have tangible results. We're not talking about band-aids here. We're talking about not just information, but transformation. How many of you are ready for some transformation? And you want to get your hands on this material. This is going to be the last year. 2023 is the last year when this material is going to be offered for this price. It's an incredible value. And, I can say that with so much confidence. I know how valuable this is. It's life-changing. If you apply it. There's all kinds of information out there in the world today that you can get. What we're offering in Moving Beyond People Pleasing is an experience, a transformational experience to apply what it is you're learning, to apply biblical principles into your relationships and invite others into a healthier way of engaging, letting go of all that negative energy that can float around and eat us alive, right? And so that's what we offer in group coaching. Is a transformational experience, not just information. Anyone can get information. We have an information highway on the internet. You're here getting information right now. You're hearing tips and strategies, sneak peeks into our coaching, and you could apply some of these and your life could transform. Or you could hear it, it could go in and right back out again. And so what we do in our coaching program is help you to apply what it is that you're learning, hold you accountable, give you next best steps, and you get to come up with some of your best steps that is going to fit with your learning style and your way of showing up in the world, right? We're going to help you identify more of who God created you to be. All right. Oh my goodness. I love this question. How did you get young kids to ask for a charcuterie board? I love that question. So here it is. I knew what I liked. I had an opportunity in 2018 to go to Italy with 11 other women. And I learned the fine art of charcuterie boards when I was in Italy. When I got back from Italy, I was telling the grandkids all about my experience there. And I was telling my kiddos about it. And I said, I would like to bring that experience to you. What do you think about that? And they said, okay, let's do it. And ever since 2018, it has been a tradition. Whenever I come here to Iowa, I'm in Iowa right now with my grandkids. Whenever I come here to Iowa, we have a charcuterie night and we watch a movie. We lay blankets all over the floor and we make a charcuterie board together. And here's a tip for young kids is I put some things on the charcuterie board for young kids that maybe I wouldn't put on if I had a group of ladies over. Okay. I let the kids buy this. I don't know how their parents are going to feel about it. We bought a big old bin of cheese balls. All right. We put toothpicks. We skewer cheese balls. Okay. We skewer cheese balls. I put things on the charcuterie board that they would enjoy too. And they get to have some of the fun meats and cheeses that most kids would not have an opportunity to have because I like them. So I am inviting them in to learn more about their Grammy and what I like. And guess what? It's given them a taste of some really fun things and they're finding that they love it too. And yeah, they kept poking me, Grammy, when are we going to go to the store? When are we going to do it? So it's super fun. We wanted to do it last night, but I had a live to do last night. So tonight is the night. Okay. All right. I think I want to go for it, but I'm away on a cruise for 5 days during a call. What would you advise and where can I find the specific rundown of class? All right, please go on. I love that you asked this question. Please go on to leslievernick.com/people pleasing course because on there, it does give you a lot of information, some specifics about the group. You will get the recordings. You have lifetime access to this material. And I just can't tell you enough the value. Leslie is so generous, and our team is committed to your growth, your healthy boundary setting, and you moving beyond overwhelm, moving beyond people pleasing, moving beyond those negative thoughts, moving beyond unhealthy expectations, moving beyond letting your emotions control you. I don't know about you, but I want the Lord to control me. I want to develop self-control. That is something, I mean, my kindergarten report card, my first grade report card, and I think my second grade report card, my mom saved all those. Every single one of those was Leanne needs to learn to develop self-control. It's something that I've battled my entire life. And part of the reason is because of people pleasing. I was so afraid that other people wouldn't like me. I was so afraid of disappointing somebody else. I was so afraid of being rejected. Okay? I was so afraid of being not chosen. And I've trained myself to let go of that. And it's a daily choice that I have made, and I need support as I continue to walk into that kind of freedom in living. We can be free of unhealthy people pleasing, but the choice is ours. No one can do this work for you. No one can do this work for you. All right. So I hope that was helpful. I think I answered your question. So if you think you want to go for it, what will be, think about this for a minute. It is August 20th, 2023, and you and I are sitting knee to knee, and we're having a conversation, and you're telling me about your summer. What is it that you want to say about your summer? Do you want a repeat of 2022 or 2020? Or do you want to shift and change? What is it that you would like to see in your summer? The way you interact, the way you engage with other people, and the way you engage with God. There's something that I have really been humbled by in huge ways. And that is the depth of my own relationship with God sometimes. And when I'm caught in unhealthy people pleasing, my depth of relationship with God is pretty shallow. I am counting more on myself or other people to fill the holes inside of me. And I'm just not willing to stay there anymore. And so I need the accountability. I need to have my mind reminded and renewed in truth. I need it. And like I shared at the beginning, I want to be real. I want to be relevant. I want to be engaged. I want to be authentic. And I want to be able to lead others, whether it be my 2-year-old granddaughter or the hundreds of women that I get to walk with every day. If I don't know where I want to go, or if I don't know where I am, how will I even know where I'm going? And so we do that on our team in so many beautiful ways. And Leslie has trained us coaches so lovingly to be able to coach you into your very best life. And so I'd love to see all of you in our group coaching program. I truly, truly would. All right, I'm going to peek and see if there's any other questions. Oh, wow, I see a bunch. Is there any way to get a Facebook notification to my phone to remind me of the Facebook Live events? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I don't know that. I don't have an answer for that, and I won't pretend to. Maybe our supports team can let you know that. What I will tell you is that you can sign up for Leslie's emails to come to your inbox. And then you can set up Google Calendar, maybe. You could put it in your Google Calendar or whatever calendar system that you use on your phone, and you could get reminders. All right, maybe that would be a helpful thing for you. All right, let's see. All right, I've got a long question here. Let me see, how's our time? We've got about 1 minute left. I'm going to go ahead and read this question, and then I've got 4 grandkids waiting for me. And then I've also got a coaching client that I get to visit with today. I'm super excited about. So we're going to wrap up here shortly, but I do want to address your question. I am in a destructive marriage, informed by my husband at the beginning of June that I want a separation due to his unwillingness to deal with his porn addiction and his pattern of selfish behavior. We planned for him to move out by the end of summer, provided that he would agree not to use porn in our home and would not be verbally abusive. He is furious about all of this, and the tension in our home is off the charts and unhealthy. All right, I'm going to pause there for just a moment. Thank you for submitting and for sharing your voice, and I am very sorry. Pornography is a huge problem in this world, everywhere. We're all one click away. Can I just say, if I could wave my magic wand, I would annihilate sex trafficking and pornography in a moment. It's killing families, it's killing children, it's killing marriages, it's killing people. I'm pretty passionate about it. Okay? So I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that you're navigating that. And oftentimes, the anger coming out of men is a symptom, not a guarantee, right? I'm not going to diagnose anybody here, but it is a symptom of a porn problem because they are living in pornography in fantasy land where nobody talks back. They can say whatever they want. It's awful. It's awful. Man, if you want to see porn stopped, I don't know what type it into the chat. Maybe we can blow up and break Facebook, right? Pornography is never okay, ever. It doesn't serve any purpose except selfishness, and it kills families. All right. We planned for him to move out by the end of summer, provided that he would agree, okay, and not be verbally abusive. He is furious about all of this, and the tension is off the chart. Yeah, no big surprise there. He doesn't want to give up his unhealthy habits. I leave the room or the house when he raises his voice and uses profanity, but I can't see myself living this way until the end of August. I have barely slept for weeks now. He says he cannot afford to leave before then, and he takes no ownership over his behavior other than to blame me for it. You are not to blame for his pornography. You are not to blame for his anger. You are not to blame for his profanity or his addictions. Those are choices that he makes for himself, by himself. He may have a lot of wounds, a lot of hidden stuff. My friend, you are not responsible for his addiction or his behavior. He is responsible for his own choices as you are responsible for yours. I told him that I would call one of the pastors to help us mediate if he uses abusive language with me again. He is on staff at the church, and this sent him into a rage. All right, you have mentioned a couple of things that are scary. Rage, anger, abusive tones. I hope that you're safe physically. All right, I am not afraid to ask you, sister, if you feel that are you in danger physically in some way. It sounds like spiritually and emotionally, verbally and mentally, and maybe even sexually, there is some abuse going on. So I am never afraid to say no more abuse. Ever. I will stand. I want to be known for what I am for and not necessarily what I am against. I am for healthy relationships. I am for honesty. I am for integrity. I am for wisdom. I am for Jesus. I am very against abuse. I am very against pornography and sexual addiction. I am against betrayal. Okay? And so you, sister, sound like you know what you are for and what you are against too. And you're setting some boundaries. If you want some support walking through that, join our group coaching program. It will help you navigate this situation so you're safer. I also want to tell you that if you are in danger, I want you to call 1-800-799 1-800-799-SAFE. Okay? That is the national hotline for domestic violence, and you need a safety plan. All right. You are mentioning some scary words like he's going into a rage. There is profanity. There is passive and aggressive behavior going on. He's threatening you. He's threatening to make phone calls. He's threatening to lie about you and disparage your character. None of that is okay. Girlfriend, you need a safety plan. What is something that you can do to get 1% safer right now? Okay. He's threatening you financially. Okay, I'm seeing that he's threatening to call your boss, tell him terrible things, suing you, impending the ability. Okay, there's a lot going on. You're heartbroken. Of course you are. It's understandable you would be. Anybody going through what you're going through would be heartbroken and you would be confused. And the clarity is really hard, but you can get safer. You cannot continue to afford to pay all the bills and the utilities for the house. 100% of the financial responsibility is on your shoulders. That is not okay either. Healthy relationships have 3 components: mutuality, freedom, and reciprocity. Sharing all the expenses, sharing the tasks, sharing responsibilities with children. Healthy relationships have 3 components: mutuality, reciprocity, and freedom. If you don't have the freedom to be you in your relationships, that is a warning sign for you. Okay? You don't want to leave your home. Of course you don't want to leave your home. What can you do to get safer then? How can you learn to be safer in your own home? I encourage you to reach out to the domestic violence hotline. If you're in the US, 1-800-799-7233. If you are outside of the US, please find a resource. We have many resources locally as well. Google it. Get somebody, an advocate that can help you. All right? So those are some of the things that you can do. You asked for some suggestions. Get a safety plan. Make a phone call to domestic violence. Okay, I'm going to bust a myth. I'm going a little over here. I hope that that's okay. I want to bust a myth here for a minute. Many women think that they cannot call the National Center for Domestic Violence because they do not have a bruise or a cast on their arm, or they haven't been physically injured by their partner or child or parent for that matter. Okay? That is a myth. Abuse comes in many flavors: spiritual, emotional, financial, social, physical, sexual, mental. Did I say that already? Environmental. Okay. I've spoken with women who their husband said they had to live with mold in their home for years upon years upon years. Their environment is not safe. Okay. Abuse can show up. The violence can show up in many ways. The National Domestic Violence Hotline has advocates there ready to help you create a safety plan. It could be an emotional safety plan, a physical safety plan. Okay? Get some support. That is something that you can do. You can't control him, but you need to keep yourself and your children safe. I encourage you, please take the steps to get safer when we hang up from this live, okay? All right, I think I have answered all of your questions. Safety is very important to God. It's very important to us here at LV & Co. It's very important to me, Leanne, your coach today. Your safety matters to God. Your safety matters greatly to God. God cares more about your safety and your sanity than the sanctity of your relationships. He created you first before he created your relationships. So please, your well-being is very, very important. And we are here for you, okay? We do coaching. We don't do crisis counseling. That's not what we're about here at LV & Co. But we do coaching that will help empower you to find your voice and make decisions so that you can be safer in all of your relationships, letting go of unhealthy people pleasing, letting go of fear of man, letting go of the beliefs that can keep you stuck and help you to move forward. All right, my friends, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today. And I'm feeling really led to pray. So if you are of the head and heart and willing, I just invite you to pray with me as we close today. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this opportunity. I do not take it lightly, the trust and confidence that our followers put by spending time with us here in this space. I pray, Father, that if there is any woman here within the sound of my voice that knows this moving beyond people pleasing is her next best step, that you would give her the courage to click the link and find out more information. And if she is feeling led that this is her time to take the step, that she would make that commitment, that she would not just be interested, Father, in moving beyond, but that she would be committed to that. Help every woman here within the sound of our voice know that we have a team waiting to serve them and to help them move beyond people pleasing. Help them learn to set healthy boundaries. Help them to learn where they end and someone else begins. Help them to learn how to disagree in respectful ways, to say yes when they want to say yes, to say no when they want to say no, and to know the reason why. To be firmly committed to the truth of who they are in you. We love you, Lord, and we need you. We can't, nor do we want to do this life without you. So we invite you into our journey this summer. Guide and direct each step that every one of us take, and may we bring glory to your name and growth into our lives, into our families, into our churches, and into our communities. We love you and we need you. More today than yesterday and not as much as tomorrow. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen, everyone. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and your questions. I look forward to seeing you in our groups. God bless you. Have a beautiful weekend. Know that you are loved and supported here at LV & Co. God bless. I'm just about ready to sign up. I don't think we broke Zoom. How about that, Julie? We did not break it. Thanks, everybody, for hanging in there with me. I love you all so much.